That's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome you to Marley State of Mind. You know what the fuck it is. You know what time it is, motherfucker. Let's go. It's a motherfucking podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast. Hey, it's a goddamn podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast, bitch. Yeah, it's a podcast, bitch. It's a goddamn podcast.
What up? What up? What up? Welcome to the world's dopest podcast, Marley State of Mind. We're back, Bunch of Bull Studios, as usual. Tonight, everybody knows I like to kick it off saying how I was introduced to the artist or how I come to find the artist that we have on tonight. Tonight is no different. Um, back in the day, there was a website called Rep PGH Hip Hop, and this website was for upcoming MCs, emerging artists. And they had a segment on this website called River or Deliver. And this is where artists could come and they could play like their music, any new music they got that they're working on live. And the audience, the members watching, it would be like a live stream. This is like before live stream was big. Crazy, right? This is before like live. It was ahead of its time for real. And you could live stream the songs and everyone can hear your song as it plays. And if it was good, they'll say deliver. If it was trash, they'll say river. And you'll hear the little splash like whoosh.
I remember those days, bro.
Right. And of course, you can interact with the artists and you can interact with the people on this website, and that's how I come to find this gentleman that's next to me on my right, Jon Quest. We got Jon Quest in the building. People, how you feeling, bro?
I'm good, man. Super, super excited to be here, man. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, man.
Man, you know, we've been bros for long time.
Long time, bro.
Long time, way beyond the music.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you family for real, man.
Yeah.
It's really dope, man, to be here with you and like to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm excited to chop this up, man. You said River or Deliver.
River or Deliver. You remember that?
Yeah, man. That was crazy. That was a crazy time back then.
Yeah, like and if you think about it, really was ahead of its time. Like I didn't think
It
about
really
it
was.
until I just started speaking about it. Like we were really live streaming music, you know what I mean, live and getting everyone's reactions.
Yeah,
and,
man.
and bars was important at that time
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah.
You had to be spitting. Like people would get mad if you weren't spitting, bro. I'll
You
never
get
forget.
clowned too.
I'll
man.
never forget. I had a song called "Bird," and they were so mad, bro, because it was like something. It wasn't no lyrical. It was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like something. I was like, man, this is crazy. But that was when you had to have bars, and you were one of those guys, and
Nah,
with bars, and even through that, is that how the Blackout song came to be? That Big
yeah,
Fish part
actually,
came
that
from?
is how the Blackout song came to be, really, because that was actually the first. The Blackout, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Was like the first song that I was on that got me like out, bro.
Recognized.
Yeah, beyond that, but I never put anything out.
Let's talk about that song a little bit while we're on it.
Yeah,
Blackout. So we're talking about River and Deliver. We're talking about PGH hip hop.
right.
The song Blackout was like an anthem, right?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
It
yeah,
featured
yeah.
multiple artists that were kind of hot at the time, that were making noise, especially through the website, through that platform.
Yep.
Um, how how did you get approached about that doing that song? How'd that come
Uh,
about?
honestly, bro, like thinking about it right now, I believe it might have been either Kmo or Mysterious. Shout out to both of them.
Yeah, shout out Kamo and
You know what I
Mysterious,
mean?
right?
Yeah, it was one of them that had hit me up and was like, "Yo, we want to get you on this jam." But I remember recording it at Mysterious' spot, and I was actually in the studio with several people. I believe Drastic was there,
Okay.
and
Right.
Sevo. I believe my cousin Sevo was up in there too. Divine Seven.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
Shout out Sev, man.
Yeah. There was a lot of people, but I remember. I even think I think 41 Deuce might have been in there. I think believe he's on the song too. I think he's on the song. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Like I remember
Heavy
that.
hitters.
Yeah, it was cool though, man. That was the first jam like I did that put out to the public. Was that? I was like, oh, okay.
But
Going from here.
like you said, that was the first jam to really put you out. So what kind of things did that song do for you? Like being featured on a track with so many artists and so many MCs who were like lyrically gifted and making noise in the city, making noise on the scene, on the underground scene.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, man. There was like 17 or like 24 people on the song, right? So you only got 8 bars to spit.
Right.
So for
It
me,
was that many people, bro.
Yeah,
I knew
it
it was a lot. I didn't
yeah.
realize it was that many.
yeah, it was a lot. So I think you only had like 4 bars or like 8 because we all went back to back, and I just knew going in it like, okay, I have this short amount of time. I gotta spit
I gotta say something.
something,
Yeah,
right? You know, because these are all people I really don't even know,
yeah.
but I know they're doing something in the city.
Hmm.
So for me, yeah, I had to go in and rhyme, and yeah, I'm gonna definitely hit the ganja.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? But yeah, I had to go in there and rhyme and just really hold it down. And then for me, because I was able to do what I do on the mic, like people was rocking with it. Then that just kind of like the features just kind of like went from there. The opportunities, the
Dope,
collab, you know.
dope.
So
Different artists from that song started hitting
mhm.
you up. Different artists that seen the video, things like that started hitting you up.
Yeah, man, yeah, and just like just really making connections and like finding the people that I need to hang around with, support, and they wanted to support me, and just being able to meet producers and stuff like that. It was cool, man. Like I said, that was like my first entry you know,
Into the scene.
into the scene. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. So we went there. Let's take it back a little bit further. Let's rewind, because I like to take the audience on a journey with you, and really take them through your career, your path. And we got you on here tonight, so it's gonna be special. It's gonna be deeper than music
yeah,
too, because I know you're
sure.
into the Reiki. I know you're been on a serious spiritual journey as of recent years, and you're trying to share that with everyone else, and and really trying to help, trying to make a difference in mental health, as well as the physical, right? Because it's all intertwined. But
Yeah, it is.
let's rewind back to the beginnings
Yeah,
of
man.
music.
Let's do it, bros. I'm here. Let's get it. I'm
We in the
here for it
building.
all. Like,
We're in the building, bunch of Bull Studios. Um, so do you remember your first interaction with music? Like the first time you fell in love with music, and not even doing it yourself, but the first time you heard something and it moved you?
yeah, man. Actually, shout out to my mom. Rest in peace, rest in power to her. Like, she was the first one that like put me on to hip hop.
Ooh,
You know,
yes, sir.
I remember being super young, and we were actually all living in my grandfather's house. There was multiple of us. It's like me, my two cousins, my mom, my aunt, my grandfather. We was living on the hill, and I can remember just finding these CDs. Like, she had Bone Thugs and Harmony,
Mm,
like the cassettes and CDs. You know what I'm saying? That she had the Snoop Dogg Doggy Style.
yeah,
Like, and I'm sneaking to listen to these joints, right? Because again, I didn't really know what they were,
right.
and that was like my first introduction. But I remember my first CD that she had me go out, and she took me out to go purchase, and it was the Vanilla Ice.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it was Vanilla Ice
yeah,
album. Yeah, bro. Like,
yeah.
that was what I was bumping. Especially, Ninja Turtles is out
Oh
back then,
yeah,
and
that was
Vanilla Ice
fire.
was on Ninja
Yeah, he
Turtles.
had the
Like,
yeah. Yep.
yeah, so that was my first rap CD that I bought, man. It was Vanilla Ice.
That's
Like,
crazy. I think bro sold hella records too.
yeah, he did.
Like
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I can't say. I don't know if he went diamond. You gonna check it? But I know he sold
Yeah, he was
hella
rocking with
records.
Suge Knight too for a
Yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah. Suge did him like on the Five Heartbeats.
yeah.
Hung him upside down on some over 8.6
Yo,
million
that's crazy.
albums. But now Ice a legend for real.
Yeah, nah, he is. Like, people hate on him, but he
Yeah,
really
no,
is a legend
he
though.
low key. Damn, that's impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah, mostly, and that's not even worldwide sales. That's just the U.S. sales.
yeah, nah, that's crazy, man.
That's crazy. But yeah, so that's how it started for you.
Yeah, that's how I started, man. And then just from there, to be honest, um, because I went to private school that was mostly white people there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And so they were listening to alternative and like rock music. So actually shifted into that.
Were you listening to
Yeah, I
that?
was
Yeah.
listening to that like really, really hardcore, especially because I was into skating too.
Yeah.
What I mean? It was
So it's kind of
skateboarding.
like the culture
It
as
was the
well.
culture, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was doing the inline roller skating, like they scream, going up and down the ramps, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean,
You're
pipes
going to
and stuff.
skate parks and all that.
Yeah, Shady Skates actually. That was where I was going to in Point Breeze, man. Shady Skates. That's
Yeah.
crazy. And yeah, that's what I was listening to, like Seven Dust and Marilyn Manson,
Oh yeah.
Corn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah, I
still
rock.
do
Yeah, I'm
now.
about to say
Like,
I rock with that stuff too.
yeah,
My goddamn self. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it was there, and
Especially
then
Corn and Limp Bizkit when they were out
yeah,
there, because
right,
they had a very hip hop and very skater, right? That
yeah,
was very much skater vibes with
Papa
who
Roach.
Papa Roach.
You
Yeah,
know what I
yep,
mean?
yeah. And that was
Real
MT.
Leather.
That was MTV days, so that stuff was in rotation.
Yeah, like that's what
Yeah.
I was really into. And then 3 6 Mafia.
Mm.
Like that's when I was like, oh shit, okay. So I really wasn't listening to East Coast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And 3 6, I was like,
That's crazy. You
three
say
six here.
you weren't in the East Coast, especially given your style today.
I know, bro.
You know, you being a lyricist that you are, saying that you ain't listen to the East
I
Coast
ain't
shit.
listened to none of the no East Coast shit. If you actually heard my music before I came out
Yeah.
as a Jon Quest, bro, it was all down south trap beats.
Oh, for real?
All of it, and it was hard too. It was hard as fuck. And the crazy part is, I actually enjoy rapping over those more, but I can never find the right producer
Mm.
to bring it out. But I have more fun over those beats, like
Damn. Yeah.
than the East
Oh
Coast shit.
yeah,
To
for
be
sure. I feel
honest,
that.
like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
It's definitely fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a group. Me and my boys in high school, we formed a group. It was like 9 of us, and it was called DDC Dark Disciple Clique.
Okay.
And we just be smoking weed, drinking, listening to 3 6 Mafia. And then my man was the in-house producer, so he was just making the beats like 3 6, and the studio was in his. We literally skips class,
Yeah.
go to his crib, and while his mom's at work, and we didn't have no equipment, so we using Windows, like the little mic
The
that
low,
you,
yeah,
you know what I'm
low,
saying?
low flex mic type
Yeah,
deal.
flex
Yeah.
mic, and then the screen door, put the screen door over the
Like a
mic,
popper.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just be rapping in that.
Yeah.
So we did that, man, for a while, and then that's when MySpace started to come out. Then I started seeing franchise,
Yeah.
start seeing Beatty, Mac Miller,
Dope.
like in the Eastern Empire. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yep.
okay, boys is really, really spitting,
Yeah.
spitting. Let me go do my history,
Yeah.
and that's when I dove into like the East Coast and
Oh, that's
the-
crazy. Shout out to those names. Like you said, BD, franchise, Mac Miller, who all made East End Empire. And if y'all check out the first episode, the very first episode, we had franchise here, and we definitely delve into that whole East
Oh,
End
yeah,
Empire.
that
History,
was
so.
a crazy time. I guess I remember. I'm like, "Dude, I don't even know these dudes. They got jams with Max B.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I was like, at that point, just listening music. And like I said, we was doing the trap, so I was still rhyming,
Yeah.
but it wasn't like
On that, it
Yeah.
wasn't on that tip, on that heavy lyrical
bro.
tip.
I didn't even know how to write. To be honest with you, I didn't know nothing about bars.
Was you just freestyling when y'all was making the music?
We would freestyle for hours, just making the music. That's how we freestyle the hooks,
Yeah.
freestyle the lyrics, and sometimes we would write, but I didn't know anything about counting bars.
Yeah.
So I would just write, and write, and then we
Until
would
the
just
song
spit.
was done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And like when I came out with when I linked up with Beatty, that's like honestly that was the first time I learned how to count bars.
For real?
I swear to God.
Damn. All right, so you're already moving along pretty well for me. I ain't even got, you know what I mean? So you joined the group. You had the DDC, right? What up, Griff? You had the group DDC. You started making the music there. So where did you go from? So when did you and BD link to? Because we probably let me slow it down.
No,
Where did you go from there after the DDC? What was you doing post DDC?
bro? I was doing a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I was doing a bunch of bullshit. Like I wasn't thinking about music. I was cutting up. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, a bunch of bull. Yeah.
yeah. Shout out to Bunch of Bull. So that's what I was doing, bro. I was literally just like out in the streets, you know what I mean, doing shit I wasn't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean, chilling with the
Getting
homies,
your first taste
whatnot,
of freedom.
right?
Yeah.
And even during the DDC time, I was still doing that. But like, to be honest, yeah, I was just doing that, bro. Still in school, whatnot. You know what I mean, for computers, working the jobs. But I was just really cutting up with the homies. I ain't had the kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Jules came like shortly before I met Beatty.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's when I had to like, okay, let me
Slow
slow it down a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't really recording nothing, bro. I was just running around in the streets and cutting up.
Okay. Damn. I think we all go through that though. Like,
Right.
trying to whenever you get your first taste of freedom, you're trying to connect, you're trying to find your way. So you gotta, kind of test your boundaries a little bit.
Yeah, it's part of the story.
It's part of the story for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So like when I come to find you, you were doing the River and Deliver dips. Like, how'd you start recording them jams?
Yeah, that's around the time when I met Beatty, because Beatty's actually the first person that took me to a real studio.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, Soy Sauce. Shout out
Yeah.
to Soy Sauce. Shout out to Beatty. That's my bro. Soy Sauce is my bro too, man. But yeah, I met Beatty and Mac at Shadow Lounge on like a Monday night.
Okay.
Somebody hit me up on MySpace, was like, hey, I got a show. You got to sell tickets. I ended up paying like probably like $150, maybe $200 out of
For
my
the tickets.
own money,
Yeah.
because I had nobody to sell
To sell
tickets.
tickets
You know what
to,
I'm saying?
yeah.
So we go, and there's probably like 3 people, maybe 4 people in the crowd,
Yeah.
and Beatty and Mac perform, and then I go up and perform with my 2 homies, Germ, not Big Germ,
Germ,
but
yeah.
another Germ that I'm cool with, and my man Ron. And but I think we did like 2 songs. But again, those songs were just rhyming over a beat, no
No hooks,
bars.
nothing.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean we had a hook, but the bars might be like 37 bars or
ain't really
something.
had no structure.
Yeah, just you
Yeah,
know what I mean. And then after that, I just approached BD and Mac. They was cool because again it was a small show. Like it was
yeah,
all cool and like Link. And BD showed love. So, it was like, yo, let's go do something. I was like, yo, let's do it. Cause I'm already familiar with y'all. Cause the
yeah.
East End Empire. So like to me, I was like, oh shit, this
You
is
was already
crazy.
familiar with bro before you even seen him. Then,
Yeah,
oh, that's
yeah.
dope.
You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Cause I was like, oh, this is wild. Like
yeah.
take a chance at this opportunity. And yeah, he took me to the first studio, first session in the real studio, bro. And we did 2 freestyles that yeah, we did 2 freestyles, and one of the freestyles actually ended up on the season 1 mixtape.
Okay,
So going to Soy, then meeting Beatty, I did those 2 songs in the studio over just, I mean, it was a Mob Deep and Shaq instrumental. And I think that one is called Legal Money. And then the second song we did was Eminem and Royce the 5'9" Scary
bad meets.
Movie.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
scary
well,
movie.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bad
bad
Meets
meets
Evil,
evil
right?
with
Yeah,
the
so we
scary
did a
movie. Yeah,
remix
yeah.
of that. Yeah,
I
Bad Meets
remember.
Evil.
Yeah, yeah.
So just putting those out, and I was like, okay, let me just go over instrumentals. You know what I mean? So that's on season 1. There's a lot of instrumentals, but I found some producers that gave me some beats too.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of me like
So it's like a
freestyling.
true mixtape,
Yeah, it's like
like
true mixtape.
back
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
So season 1, that's the Adventures of John Quest season 1
yeah.
for those who don't know.
Real Adventures of season. Real Adventures of Johnny Quest season 1. Yeah, that's the first tape, but it's mostly freestyles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, mixtapes.
Is that available now? Can they still hear that today?
Yeah, if you go to my Bandcamp, if you go to Google and type in Real Adventures of Johnny Quest season 1 mixtape, it'll probably pop up. But I think the Bandcamp, bro, I think it's like Jon Quest 412.bandcamp.com. I
Yeah.
don't really keep it up to
No,
date.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Old
But
school.
you'll
Was
go in
that
there, you'll see my tapes on there.
for sure?
Yeah, you will.
Was that your first project, like solo project?
Yeah, but that was the first solo besides the stuff we did for DDC, but we was just passing out CDs in the high school.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like burning them on a blank CD and writing on them with a Sharpie,
Hell
passing them
yeah.
out, and then we hop in the freestyle. I was always in the ciphers at school though. That's where my love of freestyle came, because like,
Did that sharpened your skills up being in those ciphers?
yeah, because you had to be nice, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because at the school that I went to, there's cliques. Like I went to Penn Hills, and during that time, we had a lot of people coming in from like Homewood,
Yeah.
Wilkesburg. Like it was,
Clicked
people.
up.
Yeah, people hate on Penn Hills sometimes, but like Penn Hills definitely was a great experience for me because it introduced me to like a lot more culture that I was not familiar with. But
A lot of MCs come out of Penn Hills too.
a lot of MCs,
Yeah.
right? A lot of there's
A
a
lot of
lot
fire,
of
a lot of
MCs,
fire MCs too,
a lot of MCs, bro.
for sure.
So like even Tommy Brown, you know what I'm saying? I went to grade school with Tommy Brown, actually. Are you familiar with Tommy Brown?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So we went to grade school together, bro. And then like later on, when I went to Penn Hills High School, he was there. But yeah, he had a clique too. There was a group called First String. They actually got signed to Desert Storm.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they got signed to Desert Storm. So it's crazy. It was like, oh, okay, Clues fucking with the crew from Penn Hills. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
deep. Like, so with that going on, you gotta spit.
Yeah.
So
It was probably super competitive too,
Mhm.
with that being the case. Everybody trying to make a name.
Yeah, it definitely was, bro. Like, wow, I'm reminiscing because I don't really talk about that.
Yeah.
That's dope. Man.
Getting nostalgic.
It's crazy.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. That's what we're here. We're here to take the people on a journey with you, Jon Quest. We got Jon Quest in the building. Marley State of Mind podcast. While I'm thinking about it, I want you to tell people how to get a hold of you on social media and all that.
Yeah. So you can find me on 2 social medias. There's the Jon Quest 412. That's really like the music, but I'm much more active in the path that I'm walking now, which is Quest the Conduit. And that's on IG. So the website too, if you want to be in tune, is Quest the Conduit. Go there right now. You're not going to see the music, but you will see the music in like a week. I can promise you that.
Oh, yeah?
It's all coming back together.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean?
So it's a good time for you to be here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're taking a journey. We stepped into the real adventures of Jon Quest season 1. You said this was really inspired just on some freestyles, just on some playing around. You're getting like instrumental beats from other MCs, just like jacking for beats type stuff.
You know what?
Just
Shout out to my man Luco, because he was on the season 1.
yeah.
We did that. Big Germ actually did the beat. It was
What's the name of that track?
what's the hell is that? Oh, I'll be so gone.
Oh yeah, was that on season 1?
Yeah, that was on the season 1. Yeah,
Okay.
it's so gone.
Yeah,
That was the shit.
that was fire. So that was featuring Luco, Cash Cow, Luco.
Yeah,
At the
boy.
time was YD.
Yeah. I remember that, man. Boy pulled up to my crib. I was living in Turtle Creek. Him and his girl pulled up to my crib. We recorded that. And at this time, I had the home studio, so I could
Yeah.
just go up there upstairs and rap.
Yeah.
Pulled up, and we recorded that shit. Then I remember we watched this documentary about Hove and the Illuminati.
Yeah,
Shit,
yeah.
like, that shit was crazy.
And y'all tapped in. Y'all tapped in for real then.
Yeah, that was my mind. That's my guy, yo.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out Luco.
Yeah,
What
shout
up?
out the whole
Cash
cash
Cow
cows.
movement. Yeah, for sure. Shout out them boys.
True.
Yeah. So while we in it, so gone. Produced by Big Germ.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to
Can
Big
can we
Germ.
can we get into? We can talk about that song, huh?
I knew that was coming up.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, fuck it, why not? Fuck it, why not?
So that song, "So Gone," you end up not being able to really keep the track though.
Yeah, I know, and it actually hurt me. To be honest with you, it did hurt me at the time, because again, I didn't buy the beat. Like
Right.
it was like a lease.
It was a
You know what I
lease,
mean?
yeah.
And then Mac Miller come out with the same beat, and at this time Mac was like on his way up.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
remember that. So I remember, because me and Lucas had a conversation. It's like, oh snap, like yo, we need to drop this right now. So we
Right.
end up dropping the song. I ended up hitting Will like, yo, we recorded over the same beat, and I was about to drop this. Like, yo, it's hard. Like, and we had a conversation about it. He's like, yo, if you want to do it, that's kind of on you. But we would,
prefer if you
yeah,
did.
prefer you didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
And I talked to Luco, and we decided to just drop it. Same day Mac dropped his shit, and from there, looking back at it, I feel like I made the right move because you know what I mean. I feel like I made the right move, to be honest with you, because that jam was hard, and I really wanted to put that out. Still one of my favorite songs now.
Yeah, the song was fire.
But I will say like that was like the start of not being really able to do any stuff with Mac. You know what I mean? Because of that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Rest in peace to him.
Oh, for sure.
But we only did Mac and I only did like 3 songs, bro, and they never came out. You know what I mean?
That's unfortunate for real.
Like, and it was like I think it was like freestyles, and plus I was much cooler with Beatty too, and Mac was cool, but yeah, it was we only did those 3, and then like after that it was like there wasn't another opportunity to do another jam.
Yeah,
you know
things kind of soured a little bit from for sure. For sure, and that's real. You know what I mean? And that's what happens, and I'm sure that people appreciate. You know what I mean? Hearing that because it's a part of what happens in music, and let that be a lesson to you MCs coming up. If you got some fire, you got a song that you really like, buy that beat, get that exclusive.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Get
that about that.
Sign that paperwork. Make sure you know what I mean, that's your track to use, because you would hate for a situation like that to come up where you got a track that's really got some motion behind it, really got some traction, and now you can't use the beat because it's not really yours.
Yeah. I didn't know shit about that.
Yeah.
Can we cuss on that?
Yeah, man.
All right,
Yeah,
just
speak
making
freely.
sure.
Speak
I
freely.
mean, since we blazing.
Yeah, we doing all that.
Shout out to the people in the IG live. See y'all tapped in.
Yeah, they tapped in. What's up? What's happening? But yeah, so The Real Adventures of Jon Quest season 1 drops. You're making noise. You're doing things. Are you doing shows at this point?
Yeah. I was doing shows. I don't think it was too many though. I was doing shows because I'm sitting there trying to think about the songs on season 1.
Thinking if you performed any of them.
No, yeah. I mean, I was doing shows, but again, my stage performance wasn't like anything like how it is now. I was still very fresh in the game.
How'd you sharpen up?
Again, Beatty.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he was on his shit. Like,
Yeah.
so I learned a lot from just being around him in the studio. how to work with engineers, like how not to sit back and just be in tune with the engineers.
Yeah.
Know what they're doing, and then just you know,
He taught you how to do things the right way, how the business end of it, more or less.
yeah. The stuff that it just helped me out all the way and performing though because we would practice.
Yeah.
So like practicing,
Y'all have real rehearsals.
yeah, like boom, and that's when it got sharp. Because yeah, that's when like it got sharp, especially around the varsity squad time. Because this is what I'm talking about, varsity squad time. I probably just jumped ahead.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because varsity, it was season one, then varsity squad. No, then season two, and then the varsity squad came out.
Okay, talk to us about Varsity Squad. What's Varsity Squad?
Yeah, so varsity squad was it was a group with my man. And I still consider it is a group. You know what I'm saying? That's still my guy.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be VS, like always
sure.
VS. Even if we don't do music because it's much deeper than music.
Right.
So, yeah, varsity squad is me and my man Beatty,
For sure.
and yeah, we got 2 tapes out. We did the new school boom bap. That's on Apple Music and Spotify. Varsity Squad, and it's hard too.
Yeah,
So
definitely tune in.
yeah, go listen to that. That's definitely timeless music right there. And then we got the new one that we did in 2019, which was crazy how
Yeah.
we made that. Like we actually made that tape in 48 hours,
For the whole tape.
whole tape.
How many songs?
It's only 5. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But we came up with all 5 concepts.
Right there on the spot.
Yeah, and the beats, like, and recorded. Like, yeah, we did that in 48 hours. And that one's hard too. Like it's called Schools of Thought.
So there's a couple. So Varsity Squad, it's you and Beatty. Originally, it was you, Beatty, and a DJ, right?
Oh yeah. Man, you really going back. You really going back right now.
Yeah.
You know what I
Well,
mean?
that's what we do. We're more state of mind. You getting that state of mind, bro. We're here.
So yeah, it was me, Beatty, and my man Shade Cobain.
Yeah.
Shout out to Shade Cobain because he actually produced the first Varsity Squad song called Mad Scientist.
What's happening?
Okay, word. Yeah, we would produce the song called Mad Science, and we actually were supposed to be a group together. Shade was going to be the producer, and we
Like
did,
some Run DMC type.
yeah, because like I said, he made the first song, like boom. Because I remember we all came up with the idea, actually, together. Like it was crazy. So
What up, Shade?
that actually ended up changing because Shade left the group and we ran with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how that started. And then I remember when we did Mad Science, we had a show. We actually like debuted it at the show at what was that place called? The church.
Altar Bar.
Yeah, Altar Bar. Because
Yeah.
we opened up for Method Man and Redman.
Oh, that's crazy.
And
Was that your first time opening up for like a big name
yeah,
artist?
yeah. And it was our first show together.
Together, yeah.
Yeah, like
What was that like for you?
Yo, it was dope. Like it was dope. We only did one song. We did the Mad Science song, and because it wasn't just us. It was me, Beatty, Gene Stovall.
Oh yeah, Gene's
Yeah.
fire, bro.
He's the one that put us on.
Yeah, Gene's a
It-
fire
'cause-
vocalist. Shout out Gene Stovall. He's
Yeah,
a
shout
fire
out to
vocalist. Yeah.
Yeah, because he actually had the tickets, and he was like, "Yeah, I got an opportunity for y'all. Just help me sell tickets." It's like, "All right, let's do it." So
Yeah.
we was hustling the tickets to open up for Method Man and Redman. And that was crazy, but we had one song and we killed that shit too. So I remember everybody coming up. My mom was in the building, like, oh, it was nuts,
Yeah.
Because my mom loved Method Man and Redman.
Oh, so
she-
that was a trip for her.
yeah, like to see us perform first time. I literally just talked about this story not too long ago, but she was up top. I remember getting off the stage, like walking around, people was coming up to me like, "Yo, your mom was going hard for you." I was like, man, it's like one of the best memories, man. Rest in peace to her. Like
Yeah.
that shit's crazy.
For sure. Damn. So you got Varsity Squad cracking. You're sharpening your sword. And the one thing about you that I always appreciate,
Mm.
and one thing I always say, and I will always say is, you're one of the best storytellers I know in hip
Man, I
hop.
appreciate that, bro.
You know what I mean? You're crisp, and it seems like a lot of thought goes into that. So for you to even say that you guys did a record in like 40, a whole album in 48 hours, that's crazy, because it seems like a lot of the stuff is thought out. Even that project seems like you always have like a concept. You have like
Yeah, that was a dope concept, bro.
like you have like something that you're working towards. You're telling a story throughout these, throughout these albums.
Nah, man. Yeah, I love telling stories, man. And Nas is my inspiration
Yeah.
for the storytelling and the concepts, But I think it's fun. Like, I like watching a bunch of movies, cartoons, and
Yeah.
like reading comic books, and you
Yeah.
know what I mean, like
Are
watch.
you? Do you
Yeah.
write? Did you write growing up, or do you write now, like stories or short stories, things like that?
Um, no, I mean, I wrote the musical. You know what I mean, I did the musical.
Yeah, we'll
The-
definitely touch on that. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
but no, I didn't. I never really wrote short stories. I was just always reading them,
Yeah,
though, in like my imagination. You know what I mean?
yeah. But a lot
Um,
of your songs are like short stories, more or less.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. They are. They definitely are. But I just love telling stories and like concepts. You know what I mean? Because
for
it's
sure.
like really like I love watching movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you're just creating that through your art,
That's what I try to do, man.
painting those
Yeah,
pictures,
yeah. That's what I try to do when it comes to the storytelling.
for sure.
You know, it's also fun not to have a concept too, but like I like telling the stories. Like,
Yeah, it seems like when you're in album mode, that's definitely the what you're trying to convey
yeah. Because that's
is
what
some
real
of that.
adventures.
Yeah,
Johnny Quest was always on every episode. He was always somewhere,
doing
either
something
in
crazy.
space,
Him and Haji
one
going nuts.
in Egypt, the other one fighting mummies. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. Yeah, put that in the music.
How did the name come about, John Quest?
Just again discovering who I was as an MC, but it actually came from the real adventures of Johnny Quest, the old cartoon,
You was just a
1960.
fan?
Yeah, I was just saying that I grew up watching Johnny Quest early in the morning.
Yeah.
Him, Haji, Bandit,
Yep.
Race Bannon,
Mm-hmm.
like you know what I mean. The Doc, they was always traveling. And I just remember waking up watching that shit, and I actually went through a couple different names. So I was actually going to take my hood name, you know what I'm saying, which was
Yeah.
Bundy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I go.
Like Belly.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but it just didn't it wasn't going to rock, but I did that first, and then I went from that to the corporate hustler.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that didn't stick, because
That's
I was
almost like a WWE character for real.
you
The corporate
know what
hustler.
I'm saying, because I was working a 9 to 5, but I was still like,
Still
oh
hustling.
yeah, you know
Still
what
on your
I
grizzy.
mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was that, and then that didn't stick, but I did run with that for a little bit, and then it was Johnny Quest, but I used to spell it different.
Mhm.
It used to be GONNI Quest, because I didn't want to just take the whole thing,
Yeah.
and then people kept fucking it up, saying it. They were like Donnie Quest, you know what I mean? And then that's what I was like, nah, let me just be the grown up version of Johnny Quest, and we're just gonna roll with John
Be
Quest.
John Quest.
Yeah.
All right. Damn. Real Adventures of John Quest, and um, one of your most recent projects. I definitely wanted to touch on some music from that. Hollywood Divorce,
Ooh, yeah.
and that's another one where you're telling stories, right?
Yeah. That actually is a whole concept album, from start to finish. Is a whole entire story. So if you skip a song, you're gonna miss a part of it.
Yeah.
Like that's created to be from play from start to finish, like no skipping at all.
What was the inspiration behind that project?
Going through the I mean the concept
Yeah.
being like going through the trials and tribulations. Bro, I just cut up.
Living life.
And when I started to be on the road to being divorced, that's when, like, back then I would need something traumatic to happen in my life for me to write. And that
Yeah.
was something traumatic happening. And that's when the
Yeah.
creativity would flow.
Yeah.
So, I wrote Kibbles and Bits, which is a song about being a dog.
Yeah.
And then I wrote um I wrote a conversation where I'm pretty much coming out and telling my girl that I cheated, but I'm like talking shit about, like, this is why I did.
Confessions.
Yeah. Confessions. Yep,
Yeah.
confessions. And I just wrote those in a moment type shit, bro. To be honest with you, this project took me 6 years to finish. And I did those 2 songs first, and I didn't have a concept back then. I just did those songs because I just, you know what I mean?
And they
needed
end
to
up
rap.
fitting into the album.
Yeah, so I did those songs, and I always I always enjoyed making songs, like spitting bars with a lot of sexual references in it.
Yeah.
Because like the punchlines was so fun
Yeah.
and easy for me to do, right? So I
Right.
was like, Ghostface came out with that R&B CD a while back.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wanted to do something like that. And my man Ron came by, who was in my group BDC, was like,
Yeah.
yo, why don't you just do that? Like, you got these 2 songs, right? Go ahead and put it all together. I was like, oh shit, you're right. You're absolutely right. So that's when I started to piece it together.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, since I got the one where I'm talking about being a dog, I got confessions. What else can I talk about to make this all fit together?
All tied together.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that's when I just like I sat and took my time because I was still living it, still going through the process, uh, coming on the other side of the divorce, still going to therapy, still, I mean, like doing the work on myself. I was still in the middle of it, so the story wasn't finished.
Right.
I just knew that okay, if I'm going to do some music, it's going to be about actually this instead of me like trying to make some other shit.
And the fact that you're living it makes it that much easier
Right.
to express through the written word.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, I had to finish living that whole episode of my life in order to make that album. That's just what I focused on. And that's when I started to put it all together. Like, okay, got this. Where am I going to go from here?
Yeah.
And then I always wanted to do a concept album too. I just didn't know it was going to be that until I was
Until you was in it. Yeah.
until I was in it. Then let my man hear the songs.
Yeah. Well, let's let some of the people hear the songs from Hollywood Divorce.
Oh, well, you about to play something?
Yeah. What you want to you got anything in particular you want to play? You want
Yeah,
to play?
So you can actually play This Ain't Captain Saver Part 2 because that's actually a Part 2 the jam that was on season 1.
Right. So this is a continuation.
Or
of
you
that.
can actually, I mean, you might play Kibbles and Bits. I like Kibbles and Bits
Oh, we
actually.
can play a couple of them, so it don't matter.
Yeah, do Kibbles and Bits.
All right.
Shout out to my homegirl Amber. She's on the skit. That's why I probably put the whole thing together, like adding the skits and like making the characters and what.
Really making it tie in
Yeah,
to where
right.
it's really telling a true story
Yeah,
every step of the way.
I wanted to really go in.
Hell yeah.
I like Kibbles and Bits. Now, actually, you listen, that's a 3-6 song.
Yeah.
You see something shit.
Yeah.
Like,
that's
a lot of people
too.
don't catch that.
Miss
but
that.
that's- Yeah.
Kibbles and Bits off of Hollywood Divorce, Jon Quest.
Shout out to my man Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm here.
I actually just talked to him the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I'll leave the door unlocked.
He produced this?
Hold on. This is my favorite shit.
Shit. Feed me Kimber's and bits. And I rub on your tits. Shit. Shout. Thought I'd never have a daughter. It's funny cause bubble gum and hard dick is all that I offer. Learning from Big L. Maybe get him some water after fucking and sucking. 50 Shades, I'm the author. Ain't nothing here great though. Double BC into your deep sea. Have them stretched like Play-Doh. Fuck it, I am an a-hole. Long as I enter a hole. Listen closely, baby. Let's play roles. You decide, I'm the main. Think I'm a neurologist, the way I fuck with your brain. My uncle put me on game. So rest in peace to him. Bumping Underground Kings help me see wrong. It's not a laughing matter when you texted me on Sunday afternoon. Cause on the real, you know that family matters. And I'm smashing after, so what you hitting me for? I be at the door. Until then, I'll hit ignore. Bitch, feed me kibbles and bits. I'm a dog, can I rub on your tits? Put my paws right under your clit and give it a lick. Kibbles and bits. Feed me kibbles and bits. I'm a dog, can I rub on your tits? Put my paws right under your clit and give it a lick. Kibbles and bits. Look, I'm sorry, God. Can't keep my hands out the cookie jar. Get a piece today, then some more tomorrow. The way I killed a pussy, man, don't never solve. Asking if I did it, no, I didn't, ma, I'm not involved. After that, make a call. Look, we gotta stop it all. Think she catching on, but that point we did, drop it off. So I can add it to my phone and watch you suck my balls. How can I forget it? How you licky, I'm a calm. Who you talking to, John? Who got my contacts? It's Jake from State Farm. Knowing I stay wrong, but still I play calm. Cool and collected was a pup, but this dog manifested. A bloodhound sniffing bunnies out, can't reject it. Getting hit like Bill when he was elected. Don't like a man anorexic or the size of precious. Watching Don Juan as a kid, I learned my lessons. Feed me kibbles and bits. I'm a dog, can I rub on your tits? Put my paws right under your clit and give it a lick. Kibbles and bits. Feed me kibbles and bits. I'm a dog, can I rub on your tits? Put my paws right under your clip and give it a lick. Kibbles and bits. Sorry, baby. That was Mr. Quest, not Johnny, baby. Why you do that? She said, don't call me, baby. Don't get harass me with all your ladies. Why you do that? Oh, I tried to tell you before. I be gone, but you wouldn't listen. Why you do that? V12 with 24s, pretty rolls, and the shoes is glistening.
It's really a whole concept album.
Yeah, that actually the hook. That's a pretty much a shout out to Max B on there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love Max B too. Yeah, I love Max B myself.
Thanks for playing that, man. This is dope. Bro.
Yeah.
Real dope.
Yeah, man. We knew we was gonna have a good time when you came on. It's always a good time, but I knew this one was gonna be special. So you're telling the story, Kibbles and Bits. I ain't even gonna do too much procrastination.
Yeah, it's cool.
We're gonna go ahead and get into the next joint. This ain't Captain Saver Part 2.
Oh, you can do hello, hello. I like hello, hello.
I like hello, hello too a lot. I was
My
gonna-
daughter love hello, hello.
Yeah.
I'll be
Yeah.
like, why you listening? Daddy, you dope.
Kids be rapping?
She do. And my son do too. He doesn't anymore. She actually hasn't in a while, but yeah, they both were spitting at one point.
For real?
Yeah.
How you feel when they be listening to your music? Is it kind of
I
kind of cringy?
Yeah, I don't really, I played my son some new stuff. He was
Yeah.
like, yo, this is dope. But like I don't really want him listening to the old stuff.
Yeah,
to
I
be
feel you.
honest, like.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I feel
Go play it when you're older. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Go back on it.
You
Like,
go back
especially
on it.
Hollywood Divorce. I'm like, yo, don't listen to that.
Yeah, no, I feel that. So we're gonna get into this hello off of Hollywood Divorce and where can they find this project at?
Yeah, so it's on Apple Music, Spotify. You can just go into Jon Quest, search me up. Everything's gonna pop up. Varsity Squad and all the music on there. Shout out to my girl Liz Scott. She's on the hook.
Oh, that's fire. Let's get into this. Hello.
Hello?
Hello, where you at?
Hey, I'm on my way.
Why are you tripping right now?
I'm not, but I'm headed home. I'll be there soon. I just got caught up.
What are you talking about? You said that like 2 hours ago.
I know, but I'll be there soon. I promise. Sorry, babe, I'm on my way home. 10 sets of 10 in the gym. Did I take long?
Yeah, you did, John.
Shit, I better stay calm. I'm skinny girl. I need to blow up like napalm.
Who was you with?
My man Ronnie and Don was wrong cause I'm not home. I guess you don't believe me. Just like the other night when I was with BD on some BS. Working all night on LDS. I'm a genius. All the lies I told. Came clean to 1/4, the rest buried with my soul. On God and in my dead things you'll never ever know. When my dick thinks first, so it's out of my control. Worth the shirt, been pimping since 96. Good guy facade, really in the grimiest. What a blood, I'm the slimiest cuz I told so many fibs. Can't remember what lie I did.
Who was she?
Stay in your lane.
Nah, John, what the fuck is her name?
But I love you.
How many times I heard you would change, and after all that you living the same?
But I love you.
I know you're out, probably fucking bitches. Think you playing me, you got it twisted.
But I love you.
That chick ain't got nothing on me.
But I love you. Look, I'm 5 minutes away, okay, I'm about to be there. Know when I see it that she's looking for some bitches hair on my body and probably smell my nuts obvious. It's that I've been here before, so do you copy? Even if God came down and wouldn't stop me, cause Eve even sucked Adam's dick a little sloppy. Back to the story, I really love Tory, but it's so hard for me on this earth to ignore these women on my dick. I'm a dog, no corgi. You heard Kibbles and Bits, that's all a true story. In this world, got my word in my balls, but when my balls getting licked, I'm ignoring her calls. I'm about to pull up, but I busted twice. Bet she tested G on his D and see if I fuck her right. And do them nasty things that only daddy knows she likes. So we can fight and have a lonely night. Right.
Who was she?
Stay in your lane.
Nah, John, what the fuck is her name?
But I love you.
How many times I heard you would change, and after all that you living the same?
But I love you.
I know you're out, probably fucking bitches. Think you playing me, you got it twisted.
But I love you.
That chick ain't got nothing on me.
But I love you. Hello. But I love
that take you to a place?
It did, but I like also, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, yo, that shit is hard as fuck. Like sometimes I'll
that's
be
hard
like,
as
you
fuck,
know, you
bro.
may record stuff, you be like, I don't want to listen to that no more.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
You burn your ears out on it. Yeah,
Yeah, but like it's been a while since I heard that. Like, yeah, that just inspired me to like write some more shit.
that's what's up.
Yeah, I got some new shit. You want? Can we play this?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. You can play some. You can play whatever you want, bro.
Really?
It's your time. Yeah, yeah, bro.
I don't know if you heard this one. Let me see if I got them, bro.
So you drop that project. Then shortly after that, you touched on a little bit, but you had to play. You and Hollywood got together
Shout out to Hollywood.
and collabed on a play. How did that come about? You actually wrote a play, bro. Like a full play. They had like
Oh,
props,
shit.
everything. Tell me a
Oh,
little bit about that, bro. That was crazy.
yeah, that was crazy. And shout out to Hollywood because
And I got a chance to watch it. I got a chance to live stream it as well, which was dope. Yeah.
I still got it on film. Actually, I'd be thinking like, man, I need to go like maybe see about renting the little theater in Lawrenceville, Rose Cinema, and like
Playing it.
play that shit.
That'd be
Yeah,
hard.
you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I definitely we got it on film like it's ours. And yeah, Hollywood, she just was on her shit. You know how she move around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hollywood say everywhere.
Yeah.
Like shout out to her, that's my sis. But we were actually how that came about, the crazy story about that. You know, I'll try to make it quick, but
No, take your time. Don't make it quick. Go ahead, tell us about it.
so to keep it a buck with you, I was going through my spiritual awakening time. Like when I got alone, like got into, you know what I mean, my path, and I had nobody to talk to except for Amber.
Yeah.
Like, cause she be out and open with her shit. She, I mean, she got this store in Lawrenceville. Like, she's a witch. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? And as I'm going through, just like what I was going through, she was the only one I could talk to about it, and she was just there for me. You know what I mean? And we came up. I told her like, "Yo, I'm about to drop this album." I never told her before. You know what I mean? I was like, "Yo, this is the concept," because we was real close at this time. Right. Like best friends. I mean, still are. And she was like, "Yo, that's crazy," because I'm about to drop this similar concept, Yellow Jacket. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Yo, that's wild." So we didn't even know he was working on that. Both put them out, and then we was going to do a show, like in Pittsburgh, because like I said, we was mad cool. We was going to do a show where we just put the songs together, so we can both do a
Because
release party.
her album was like about being a side chick, if I'm correct.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Yellow Jacket. Yep. Mine was about
Shout out
Hollywood
to
divorce.
Hollywood.
Was about a man in a marriage going through a divorce. She's cheating. That was Hollywood divorce, and then she was putting out Yellow Jacket. She put out Yellow Jacket, which is about being a side chick in a marriage. So it just only made sense to put those two together and like do a live show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We never did it, but she found the opportunity with New Hazlet Theater to submit a project and was like, "Yo, we need to just submit it to here." And we did that shit, and we got picked. Like, it was really wild. Like,
do you know how many people like submitted?
Yeah, there was over at least like 50 to 100 submissions.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
like, it's
crazy.
pretty high.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It might even be more than that. And it might even be more than that. And I'm about to hit you with this too. I ain't gonna go too far into it. But I will say I recently just made it to the finalists of the last opportunity for the New Hazlet Theater. I got down to like the last 5.
Oh yeah.
Like the last 10, sorry, because there's 5 artists. They picked 5 artists, and I made it to like the finale.
And it's still ongoing at this time?
No, I didn't make it.
Oh,
but,
okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That just tells you I got something in the works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all me this time.
That's crazy. Did this experience inspire that?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
I remember like when we got done doing the musical.
Yeah.
We wrote it and directed it.
Because you guys actually had to write out a script at this point.
Yeah, we had to write out a script.
You had real actors, real stage props, like custom made for like it was a real production.
Yeah, it was real. They gave us bread. They give you money to make a real production, and you have to go to these classes and like really learn what it's like to be in theater. And we had to interview actors and actresses, and
you had to cast.
Yeah, we had to cast. And then we also casted the production team, like the dude that made the stage, the lighting, because they give you a budget and you can spend it on whatever you want, and they set you up with the interviews, like with these people. You know what I mean? And sometimes you can also go out and find others, but you know we were still fresh.
Yeah.
So Amber's homegirl is in Ezra as well. So we was like trying to find people we knew that could
That
possibly
were in
do
that
something.
space as
You know what I
well.
mean?
Yeah.
Um, and a homegirl, I think it was a homegirl's first time, but she only had like a small amount of lines. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But Ezra's, he's been doing stuff. You know, um, yeah, that was a wild experience, bro. It was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like a lot of work, a lot of writing. And then we also had the dramaturg. I didn't know what a dramaturg was.
I don't know what is that.
So dramaturg is someone that you can work with. They don't write the the story for you, but what they do is, since they're like having the theater, they will review the script and give you feedback on
Okay.
what you should add.
Kind of like edit your script.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're gonna like give suggestions. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to do them,
Right.
you know what I
Right.
mean? But they're gonna give suggestions, like
Yeah.
because he wasn't editing, he would go through it like, oh yeah, this was funny, like you know what I mean, I feel like you need to
Do more here.
do something here. So we would go back and write, and then give it back to him like, yo, what do you think about this? So you know,
Yeah.
His name is TJ Young.
How long did it take for the whole process to get complete? Because you already had the album, so you had like you had the blueprint, you had the framework for what you were trying to accomplish already.
Um, damn, bro, it probably took. It was like at least over a year because it was actually supposed to be live.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we had to do it online. So we had more time. So it probably took like over a year or so, really, when we started really writing and just like taking our time with it, going through the whole process, interviewing folks. And then we had 3 shows. Actually, yeah, 3 shows. But yeah, it was a long process for real. But
Yeah.
a year sounds about right. Like depending on where you at with it, because people were coming in from different levels. Like people that's really in theater was coming in to go through this program, and we were like new to
Fresh.
You know what I'm saying? Like this is our
Fresh.
first time. But these people are like doing shows in New York and blah blah blah. Like
They're really on the scene.
yeah, like in the theater. Like it was like our shit, but in theater. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, and it's crazy because I feel like theater, honestly, bro, just from where I took my stuff, like I feel like you're gonna get more opportunities. Like
Yeah.
through theater. Like I'm getting more opportunities through what I do now than I ever did in music. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, I know. Like it's crazy, bro.
Especially being fresh into it.
Yeah, like it's really wild. That's how I was looking at theater. Like this is wild. Because it was new to me. But it might be old to them, but you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, we did that thing and it was a beautiful thing. And I remember being at the end of all the whole show, being in the dressing room. I told the lady, like, yo, I'm coming back. I already got the concept. I'm coming back. She's like, all right.
You kept the concept too? Is that
kept the concept, bro?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Submitted it, made it to the, like I said, the finalists. And they didn't pick me. Like they loved the concept, but they didn't pick me because I didn't have everything written out. Like I had the concept and like I did
But you
the
didn't have the full
storyboard.
you didn't have the full thing.
Nah, I was gonna have to write music
Yeah.
and write a script.
Yeah.
But I had like the characters, the storyboard, the layout, like the whole thing. But it was gonna be a lot of work to do on my own. So it's like, yo, do this and then come back.
Come back to it.
And you know what I mean, we'll see what we can do.
That's crazy, bro.
Like, you know.
Do you think your hip hop, like your ability to tell stories in your rhymes, do you think that helps in this aspect, like being in theater, writing, creating, creating plays, creating musicals?
Yeah, and again, I think it's just like, you know, like that, but also like again, like watching movies and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like Marvel, like my imagination, like, oh man, you know.
You're just a creative.
Yeah. I consider myself a conscious creative. That's what I mean. That's something that I am for sure. Like,
for sure. You said you got some new music for us. You got that queued up for me?
Oh man, my bad. We's over here getting deep.
No, yeah, we in it.
Let me see what I got for you. Boom.
Just new stuff you just started working on?
No, but I don't know if you heard this stuff though. But it's just like stuff that's sitting around. You know what I mean?
People haven't heard it yet. Let these folks hear.
I think we might do 11-11 because that's a trap. Nope, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. Hold on. I can't do that one. I can't do that one because I could do this one. Is it working?
Yeah.
You let me know where it's at as far as the volume out. Is it?
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay.
You can hear it?
Yeah, I hear it.
It's cool.
First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy.
Okay.
You hear this?
Yeah, take a trip with
No.
me.
All right.
First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy. Yeah, take a trip with me. I don't know about y'all, but I've been in contact like an astronaut with other life forms. As my brother Ronnie, we were driving while it poured. UFO sighting, man, I should have hit record. So long story short, I know this other shit, yeah, probably covered up just like an oven mitt. I know it's banned Schedule 1 by the government, but if it's not addicting, why shouldn't I fuck with it? The first time I tripped God, I was in Amsterdam. I was all alone, no, I really didn't have a plan. All I knew was that I wanted to explore, turn the key and see what lies behind the door. A world full of psychedelics, thought I was in trouble as the civil silence started to take control of my muscles. Smoking on the joint as I traveled through the tunnel, hearing voices in my ear that clearly didn't mumble. Thanks to basic sickness, didn't fumble. So please don't tell my mama her son went further than marijuana. Or maybe I tell her visions on ayahuasca. Zoning to the music from a shamanistic doctor. Somewhere in Peru where you're not served, wondering how I got here. Me too. Answer is not clear. I said it's not clear. In search of the truth, that's something I do not fear. First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy. Yeah, take a trip with me. First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy. Yeah, take a job with me. First time I met that lady named Lucy, it was crazy. Again, all alone, riding with my Yorkie Brady. Went on the trip cause I haven't gone lately. I'm giving you control, I'ma let the drug take me to another planet cause this earth I can't stand it. Geometric patterns, where have I landed? See my walls breathing but still can't panic. Cause if I do, it can turn bad, take advantage of me easily. Insert your DMT, can't take off from one hit, doggy, I'm eating 3. Take me to the land of the elves, the meet and greet. Feeling like Will and Bright, do I need to repeat? No. So take me cause I'm ready to go. Years ago, I really wasn't ready, I know, yo. The veil's been lifted, and it's so exciting. Now I see why Steve Jobs did it as I'm writing. It's so enticing, I'm kinda like him. DevOps, engineering on computers as I'm typing. Thanks to Reddit, I know that others have read it. It could be good for you, only if you let it. Have good intentions, expansion of the mind. I'm going on this journey, not knowing what I'll find. Conscious in the coma, but I'll be back in time. So my first trip in Amsterdam was worth every dime. First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy. Yeah, take a trip with me. First time I did it, yeah, it opened my mind. If I die today, let me do it one last time. Let's get trippy. Yeah, take a trip with me.
That's like the perfect segue, ain't it? Is it not the perfect segue?
Yeah.
So let's get trippy.
Yep.
What inspired that? If I have to ask, if you heard it, you probably know what inspired it. But what inspired that track?
The sacred medicine, psychedelics, and you know what I mean. That whole journey of my life, like going to Amsterdam. That's a real story. Like I went to Amsterdam, like 3 days after my
Travel
mom
a lot.
died.
You travel a lot, huh? Bro?
Yeah.
Fire.
3 days after my mom died, I went to Amsterdam and tried psychedelics out there for the first time. Magic truffles.
What made you decide to go to what made you decide to travel to Amsterdam, bro?
I just wanted to be out. Like, and then honestly, I was going anyway, right? Because my mom was going to watch the kids, and she ended up passing, like out the blue, and she died. And I remember like deciding, like, damn, like, do I go or do I stay? And everybody kept hitting me up, and I didn't want to have to do anything with the funeral, like right away, or even like be
Think about it.
anywhere
Yeah,
near
think about it.
that, bro. So I was like, fucking, I'm out.
Mhm.
Like, nah, and I remember a fucking boss. Oh man, my fucking boss. He was being a dickhead. He hit me up like, "Yo, you coming to work?" Asked me about some shit on a computer that he could easily figure out on himself. I'm like, "Yo, my mom just died." Like, that's all I'm saying. I'm out.
Dip. Dropped everything.
Yeah,
Like,
they
fuck
was
it, I'm
expecting
outta
me to
here.
come back to work like
Yeah.
3 days after. Like, what? Like, bro, chill. I'm
Like
out.
no sympathy.
Nah, he showed none. He showed none. Crazy part is like I remember going back to work when I got back. Like he like cornered me in the wall in like the corner and like said some other shit. I'm like, yo, my mom just died. Like you're oppressing me, apologizing. But I ended up leaving that job. I meditated. Like the crazy part, I ended up leaving that spot. Like I stayed for as long as I could, and something told me to go meditate in the server room. Like I had the code to go in the server room, so I went in the server room, turned out the lights, bro. I'm on the floor just meditating. Shit was like, yo, be out.
Yeah.
It's time to go.
Hell yeah.
I came out and was like, yeah, I'm quitting. 2 weeks. And it's like, where you gonna go? Like, man, I'm not even working. Like, I'm good.
Like fuck y'all.
Yeah, like I'm gonna go chill and go meditate, do yoga. I'm gonna travel. Like, that's what I'm doing.
And that's what you did too, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. I did that shit for like 9 months. You know what I mean?
Damn. So Amsterdam was what kicked it all off.
Yeah.
What happened out in Amsterdam? What was that? I mean, we heard the song, but what happened in Amsterdam that changed everything?
Going into the store, so you can go into the store and just buy them on the street. You know what I mean? Magic truffles, like, and you go in, they got the levels. So I had a level 3, and the first time I did it,
What you mean they got the levels? Was it like they tell you like, this is crazy, this is crazy.
yeah,
this is
it's
the
like
crazy.
from level 1 to 10, bro.
The hell?
Like, and they just different. I mean, you look on the back and they're like, they all do different things. I ended up
Damn,
getting a
Super
level
Mario
3.
Brothers, they got you hitting the blocks, getting the mushrooms,
Yeah, it's
different
crazy.
levels. That's crazy.
Yeah, it really was wild. I was scared to go. You know what I mean? But I was seeing everybody go in these. Like, I went into the dispensary. You know what I mean? And I ended up going in. Dude, I talked to dude. I'm like, yo, what is this like? And he's like, "Is this your first time?" Like, yeah.
They spoke English, okay?
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
probably
yeah.
like the tourist area anyway. So.
Right. Yeah, I was. I was like 2 blocks away from the red light district.
Oh, okay,
You
yeah.
know what I
yeah.
mean? Like big tourist area.
Yeah.
Like, moving.
Hell yeah.
But I did them wrong the first time because I ate and it made me throw up. So I went back to the store and was
Yeah.
like, yo, I don't think I did it right. Like, it made me sick. You know what I mean? And it was like, here, I'll give you another pack. This is how you do it. And
Oh, he gave you the instructions?
yeah, because,
Hell yeah.
and I kept them shits in my locker for like 4 days, just looking at them closing the locker because I was scared as hell. And I ended up doing them. And I didn't think they worked at the time, bro, because the first time, like, I threw them up. So I remember I was in the hostel, sitting in the bar, and I ate them. I thought it wasn't working. I thought it was going to work. So I just lit a joint. Started smoking a joint. The next thing I know, the fucking whole room starts melting. I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. And I dipped from the bar back up to the dorm room because I was in the hostel and there was just a bar downstairs. You know what I mean? So I just sat in the bed for like 2 hours, just like posted up. Just
Gone.
like a lot of yeah, for sure. It was gone. And some wild shit happened. I remember taking a piss before I got to bed. Right? I remember I go up in the room, I take a piss, and I heard this woman's voice say, "Can I lick it again?" Now it freaked me the fuck out. Like, I just hopped in the bed, like, I'm not going nowhere. I'm gonna listen to music. I tried to listen to my music, but it was
Trying
so
to calm yourself down.
yeah, like there was so much pain in my music, I couldn't even listen to my shit. So I put on like some Bob Marley and ended up going downstairs, meeting some people, and Basic Sickness. Again, that's my guy. I put something on Instagram like, yo, I ain't think these shits was working. I'm fucked up. And he hit me up, him and my man Luke, and it was like, yo, this is what you do. Like, boom.
Basic Sickness a real one, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out Basic Sickness.
Yeah, for sure. So that's why he's also in the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like the
yeah,
Basic Sickness. Like that's some
They
real
gave you
shit.
the remedy. They helped you out.
Yeah, for sure. And then this dude from India that I met, he was staying at the hostel. He was my buddy for the night. Like, boom. But that was cool. Then I just came back, man, and just started to explore my own.
Yeah. You came back to the states with a whole different mind state now. You got a whole different state of mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Pun
Even
intended.
going out there, I did too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And now it takes us to your journey now. Like, let's get into that a little bit. You're into the mental health heavy. You're into the spirituals, the psychedelics. Tell me a little bit about that, bro.
Yeah, man. I'm just really like right now, bro. Like, you know, I'm walking my path. Like, it's what's been shown to me. I believe it. I know it. Like, this
Yeah.
is what I mean. I am here to walk among and do other things, but like the mental health and like the wellness and just being an advocate, being the steward of the medicine, here to help. Sacred medicine here to help folks if they resonate with my vibe.
Yeah. Is it some of the things that you went through and experienced that made you want to help others?
Yeah, I feel like as I reflect, I just told somebody today, like I feel like I've always been helping others. Actually, throughout my entire life, just in random conversations with strangers, and like I mean, just how people sometimes gravitate to. You had those moments in life, right? And
Yeah.
you might say something or be in a situation, help somebody out. So I feel like I've always been doing that, but I didn't know. But I was just doing it in a different way, and it just was like this is my path, is to serve. You know what I mean? Uh, for the people and help, you know, bring this healing in, man, because it's definitely fucking wild world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah, man. It's so much going on right now. So many people are struggling with it. So many people are discovering mental health and even understanding that that's really a thing that takes place in our culture. You know, what I mean, being young black men or being black men in America when you're coming up, and we have to be a certain type of way. We have to be a certain type of hard that other people aren't expected to be. And you have to wear a certain type of armor that others don't have to wear.
Mm.
And that comes with a lot of stress on its own that we don't even realize that's there. Um, and the fact that you're advocating for that, especially as a black man advocating for that, you know what I mean, that's important for people to see that, you know what I mean, because that might help them to ease into it, or might say, man, I was struggling with some of the same stuff that you're talking about, all right, you know what I mean, I thought about being on this type of journey, but I didn't know the way. Now you can really truly help guide those.
Yeah, man. That's what it really is, bro. Like, something that I've been saying to myself is that, it's important to bring the culture to the wellness. Like, you know what I mean? And I didn't really, it's like really now like clicking and like flowing where it needs to be. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? As far as like who I am, because I feel like I am the culture.
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? But there was different parts that I needed to work on in order to like evolve to this step.
To
You know what
become
I
a
mean?
teacher,
You know?
certain lessons you had to learn to become a teacher.
Yeah, and still be a student too,
Yeah.
Um, that's what I think. Great teacher is a student too.
Yeah, because we never stop learning. Like,
Yeah.
learning is a lifelong process, and you know what I mean? And that's the thing, like, a wise man knows that he knows nothing. You know what I mean? So if you the more you're open, the more you are open to listening and learning, the more you can. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, that's important, bro. And I know you and I have had conversations that, about different things, and going through different struggles in life. You know what I mean? We had real nigga problems. You know what I mean? Shout out Seb.
Yeah, RMPs for
Yeah,
sure.
RMPs.
Real nigga problems. Now we did. I remember those conversations too.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? And sometimes a lot of people don't have that person to vent to or to walk along the same journey because we're the same age. We have children that are similar age.
Yeah.
So we're going through like similar phases in our lives. And a lot of people don't have the fortune of having someone to talk to about, those different struggles of, you know what I mean, maybe not getting along with your significant other, you know what I mean, how trying to figure out how to adjust from afar, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
how to co-parent and things like that. And to have someone else to talk to about and like say, what are you doing? What works for you? You know what I mean? A lot of people don't have that. And you're trying to do that on a grander scale now. Like you said, it's something that you've always done, but now you're trying to do it on a grander
Right.
scale. Like
Facts.
you've attended some conferences, you had some of your own retreats and things like that. How can the people get a hold of you for that type of stuff?
Again, you can go connect with me on my website, uh, www.questtheconduit.com, and that's the same thing for Instagram. It's just at Quest the Conduit, and yeah, you can stay tapped in with me on both of those platforms. Really,
You got anything coming up?
yeah, actually, the first weekend of August, I'm still playing around with the second one, but there's going to be, back at the Japanese Garden. We're going to be back at the Japanese Garden during the Men's Day retreat on
Yeah,
August 6th.
that was fire, bro.
Yeah.
The men's day retreat at the garden, because I never even knew something like that existed here, especially where it was located at. And to see, I mean, all that nature and all that beauty, it definitely helped me to keep things in perspective, to understand what's truly important.
Mm,
You know what I mean? Because you're getting really back to your roots. You know what I mean? Tapping in with the world and just being disconnected.
yeah.
And being disconnected is
Yeah.
something that we need. Like we're so tuned into devices or this, that, and the third. We forget to connect with Earth. We forget to connect with people and just be like human beings instead of humans doing all the time.
Yeah. Nah, it's there. Shit. Sometimes I still find myself doing too. Like,
Oh, 100%,
you
bro.
know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, and you can definitely just pull up. Any guys that are interested in coming. That is August 6th. It's a men's day retreat, and we're going to be doing yoga, breath work, and just some meditation, just kind of going through. Food will be provided. Now you'll see more about that, and there might be another day, men's event on the Saturday. That would be surrender at the yoga studio that I teach at in Dormont. That's Prana Veda Studio. Um, that one's going to be about healing the father bond that we all have, like the complexities of the father and child relationship,
Yeah.
and we will be doing some breath work and sitting with some cacao, sacred cacao as well, and it's kind of going through some things, for about 2 hours.
Sacred cacao. I heard you speak about that at the retreat. I I've dealt with cacao. I used to work in a manufacturing plant where I made a whole variety of different organic
Yeah.
foods. And one of the things that we did was work with dairy, and we worked with milk. And the way we would make chocolate milk was with pure cacao. Stuff is
Yeah,
bitter,
yeah.
it's terrible. I'll never forget this dude that I worked there with. He was sitting there. He had a handful of it, and it just looks like regular chocolate. Like it looked like little regular the stuff that he had at the time. Like it's powdered. This
Mm.
cacao was chocolate, like pure. But he had it, and he's just eating it right in front of me, like, oh yeah, this is good. I was like, you want one? Gave it to me. I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, pop that shit. That shit was bitter, like bitter um cacao.
Yeah, yeah, it can be for sure. Yeah.
So what's up with the cacao? You said you're using that for therapeutic purposes as well.
Yeah, so cacao is great to it's a great heart opener. It's a great heart opener, that's something why I am introducing that. Well, I won't say introducing, but being a steward of that medicine, because it's a great heart opener. So, it's been used for thousands of years, but in the blow right now. But um, yes, in Mexico, the Aztecs. There we go, Aztecs. Right.
Okay.
Um, they use it like in marriages and sitting at the dinner
Ceremonial.
there. You know what I mean, just not even like they. It's it's ingrained in their culture. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So it's like a day to day thing.
Do they just use the powder? Or do they use the powder and like they turn it into like a tea or some type of
Well, yeah,
liquid
it's like
form?
hot, like it looks like
Like hot
hot
chocolate?
chocolate. Yeah,
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean?
for sure.
So,
So
yeah,
you're doing that at the yoga studio?
yeah. So we'll be sitting with Mama Cacao. Yeah. So it's just really great for opening the heart, and allows you to be more in tune with that as you go through the rest of the process.
For sure.
But yeah, it also can be bitter too, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the cacao I had was hella bitter, bro. Hella bitter. But yeah,
Yeah,
man.
this cacao's good. It's good. Yeah, it's
It
good.
ain't that. It ain't that,
No,
y'all.
no, it's good. It's
So yeah, you got the men's retreat. You're doing the yoga. How'd you get into the yoga? Just on a spiritual journey?
good. Yeah, dude, I had a fucking I got offered a scholarship. I got applied for a scholarship. You know what I mean? But that's how I became a yoga teacher. But how I got into yoga itself was, yeah, just part of the journey. Like once I came back from Amsterdam. I found a Kundalini yoga class around the corner and started just doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So we got the trippy music. Where we at? We got the trippy music. Um, are you planning on doing a project with like the same theme, or do you have any plans for a project?
Like yeah, it was actually going to be season 3. Um, but it might be something else. Like I said, like the other joint
Yeah.
for the theater
Oh,
would
you
be
might go
like
ahead and incorporate it in that.
I'm still trying to figure that out right
Okay.
now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm making up with my man who made Hollywood Divorce. I'm actually glad because we had a little falling out from the album, to be honest with you, and we had to let some time go by. And I recently reconnected with him, showed each other love. I mean, talked it out, and he said he's going to send a pack through once he get home from vacation. So I'm excited to see what comes because I've been feeling inspired and like doing some like spoken word
Yeah.
writing, you know what I mean, and trying to like create.
Yeah.
So um, I have been doing that, like creating like little freestyles. So I feel like okay, if he's hit me something,
It's time to tap in.
yeah,
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
yeah, yeah. And honestly, now that I think about it, I would probably just tell him the concept. Now that I'm thinking about it, and he can just do the whole thing.
Just like that.
Yup.
Heard it here first. So that's gonna be season 3.
I don't know if it's gonna be season 3, but it might be something else though.
It's gonna be something
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah, nah, yeah, for sure. Wow, I just thought about that right now. Thank you for telling me that.
Indeed. Indeed. What else you got going on for the people? What's moving in the future? I know you said you're working on another musical. Um, season 3 is at least in the works. You're thinking about it.
Yeah,
And of
man.
course, the classes they can tap in with you in the classes. I know you have the flyers and the brochures. You post up for those as well.
Yeah, that's all on the social media. But teaching yoga Saturday mornings from 9:30 to 10:30, and then the events. But yeah, it's crazy, man. I just came back from Denver. Um, I went out to Denver for the psychedelic science conference. That
Yeah,
was
what was that
nuts.
about?
That was insane. It was like 12,000 people there,
Yeah,
from like all over the world. Like,
that's your first time in Denver.
yeah, that was my first time in Denver and first time at a conference. Like, yo, that shit was not wild. That was so wild. Um, what's his name? Will Smith's son.
Jaden.
Yeah, he was
Jaden.
there speaking.
Yeah,
Like, it was crazy.
yeah, that
Like,
is crazy.
yeah, it was nuts. Like, nuts. I was there for a whole week. That was the end of June. And like, yo, I think I'm actually about to make it down to South by Southwest.
Oh yeah,
True.
on some performance.
Nah, told you this.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like,
Oh, that's crazy.
I know. I ain't never been to South by Southwest,
Yeah,
bro. Like all the
yeah.
times I've been spitting.
That's what you said. This has opened up more opportunities
Yeah,
than
bro.
the
Like,
music has.
crazy, yeah.
That is crazy.
I know.
Yeah. Are they inviting you on as a speaker?
I'm actually about to submit,
Okay.
but the people I'm so connected in the space. The one girl that the one lady that I'm doing it with. I won't say girl, my sis actually that I'm doing it with. She spoke down there last year.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I mean? And then my man, he do stuff up in Reading, but he be moving around too. You know what I mean? And then I'll be moving around. So I feel like we definitely gonna be like in the running between all us because we submitted and it's what the people pick.
Yeah.
So between us three, we got like a nice little network.
Yeah.
We put something out and the people vote for us to go like boom, okay, they got picked.
That's fire.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy how, and maybe that's a further more sign of validation that you're really following your calling. You're really walking that path
Yeah,
because the doors just keep opening for you.
yeah. Like, you know what I mean? For sure. Now of course you gotta pay to go down there, but it's such a good look.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
It's going to
So,
open up more
yeah,
opportunities.
for sure. Just like Denver did. Like Denver opened up mad opportunities. Like,
Yeah.
it's
Paying
crazy.
dues.
But I actually like I never thought like I would be like doing this shit. Like I actually I run I lead a BIPOC psychedelic leadership group for Sound Mind Institute. It's a ketamine clinic in Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah, and it's a 10-month cohort. So we get like 16 to 20 students, fellows from all over the world doing stuff in the community in psychedelics, and they meet on Zoom twice a month. And the first uh, bi-weekly meeting is a community meeting where we just get to know each other. And the next one at the end of the month is a guest speaker, and the guest speaker's doing stuff in the space, but they're BIPOC. So they come in sharing resources and gems so we can all like build and sustain what we're doing in the space.
Yeah.
So just like being in that role right there, I gotta reach out to people that are doing stuff and
Who are active.
right. And
Right.
you know, there's not too many of us.
It's a small community.
But it's big though.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's still very early.
Right.
Like, so you stand out. You want to get
The
connected.
people who are active,
Right.
everyone are familiar with them.
Yeah. And like
For sure.
Denver, it's crazy. Yeah, that was
You said
wild.
how many people were there? In
Like
attendance?
over 12,000.
That's crazy. Yeah.
It was the maps.
That's a small town.
Yeah, it was wild.
12,000.
Yeah, people came all over the place.
Hell yeah, man. Well, shit, man. I'm glad you came out to join me tonight.
Thanks for the invite, man. This was a beautiful, beautiful.
You have a good time?
Excuse me, Tom. Yeah, man. Yeah, great interview, bro. Like you have a great show.
I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you
For
joining.
sure.
Absolutely.
This
So-
is dope.
One more time, let the people know how they can get a hold of you.
Yeah, man. You can stay up with me at www.questtheconduit.com. And then Instagram is Quest the Conduit. But you know, that's the path I walk now. If you don't rock with that, that's cool. You can go follow Jon Quest 412 on Instagram.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's where the music's at, and we gonna rock on that.
Absolutely. Once
Peace.
again, you're tuned in to the world's dopest podcast, Marley State of Mind. I appreciate y'all for joining us again. We had Jon Quest in the house, bunch of Bull Studios, and we out.
One.